Hello and welcome to another modelling video. This is Alan from the Mokono Man at YouTube with another model review. Today we're going back to our old classic HGUC kits, the GOG, an all-time MS favourite, favourite kit, favourite design. Loved it since I was into the franchise, particularly the video game more than anything. And absolutely thrilled to be at the level I feel sufficient enough to tackle this kit, which was a very quick job. We're looking at 4 standard runners, 1 polycap, some multiple different colours on the runners. Very simple, goes together like a dream. The instructions are very clear, has all the information that you desire, including colour guide. A bit too old to contain English unless you happen to have an American release version fall in your lap from the early 2000s. Straight into the model. Simple snap build. Being a bit older, the seam lines are very visible at the front end. Some of them are disguised as panel lines, but that doesn't wash with all the pieces. Nothing that a bit of cement, super glue and putty smeared on top of it can't fix. Being a chunky critter, the colour separation is absolutely spot on. That is definitely highly appreciated with a bit of a stand behind. So snap together, that's not too bad. Beautiful detail underneath. What is a problem is the arms and the fingers rely off a very flimsy cup that snaps onto a ball joint. Slightest amount of paint or thinner and they start cracking and falling apart. It's okay if you want to glue in a single fixed pose, but for further articulation or playing or whatnot, this is definitely a tad of a problem and probably the weakness of this kit. If you're happy in a still position or to have the arms down the sides, no problems. Once construction was finished, the seam lines were filed down, primed and sufficient to be well covered and hidden. The plastic was sanded and polished quite smooth, primed and repolished. Did a very basic out-of-the-box scheme airbrushing lacquers. This was further to be polished and clear-coated multiple times to create as deep as a gloss wet look as possible. This was an experiment for the Gunpla Builders World Cup last year, and learning about polishing and constructing the tutorial for that video. Being a aquatic mobile suit, high gloss is highly appropriate. The painting methods was not exactly just flat. I did paint the base coats, though did a little bit of shading and highlighting by painting a bit of black in the lower parts and lighter colours in the higher parts, such as hemp or sail colour. The finish was not perfect in a few sections. It did pull a bit in finish or clear paint in some areas, and the texture a bit rough in others that I couldn't quite buff or polish out properly. But after experiencing it for the first time, it's definitely something that is overcomeable in future models. A clear gem was used as a mono eye in place where it should be. Some bits and pieces was hand painted for detail purposes. A little bit of thinner sprayed over it to smooth it out, and a sludge wash in between the layers of top coat, gloss top coat. Very happy how this came out. Very pleased to have this as a shelf topper or something to put in competitions and displays. Great learning curve for clean builds and this style of modelling, especially out of the box, but a bit of definition from the shading. I definitely do desire to produce more models of a quality and finish like this. It goes back to that Draft C I've done a while ago, which was about a year. On top of that, being a display piece, all of this achieved on one of my favourite designs, Can't be more happier, but also a little more pleased. Future kits that are attempted with this style and finish in mind to achieve will definitely be doable a lot quicker and a lot nicer, I assume. Besides the construction methods, in an effort to imitate what's happened here or do a bit better, I do have the Honing Your Airbrush Skills video where I try to achieve smooth finishes and gradient airbrushing and whatnot. Though I also have done a video on polish using Mr. Hobby Compound. I'm done or just about to release a video on sanding and a future one on finer grit polish sanding. That will be very worthwhile checking out, as well as other videos talking about floor polish and top coats and all that. The majority of the work would be lay down a clear coat, do a bit of polishing, cutting, sanding, get rid of any bumps or hair or any sort of unusual texture or something that's preventing that shine to be a solid. All that aside, definitely recommend the kit. Very, very cool. A bit Spartan and playing in some areas, but this is where it's very cool to play with the curves and the textures of the kit. Felt right to do a bit of shading, but go gloss where the light captures it and you can see the different interesting angles. So the kit is a lot of fun. The master grade is also something worth looking into if you want it to be a bit more stable, larger, furtherly detailed. Thank you very much for watching. As always, until next time, stay tuned for further content. Hope you've enjoyed the video, the thought process and what went behind from runners to finished product. We make videos once to twice a week, so stay tuned, subscribe, hit that alarm button if you must. Have a look on Facebook, the McConaughey. Have a look at it probably once a week if YouTube's a bit funny. Videos are put there. If I'm active on any other platform or chucking up photos, it's pretty good to see what's happening almost live on my work desk. Comments are completely interactive. If you have a question, whatnot, very happy to reply. And we will catch you guys next time. Stay tuned and happy modeling.